Hi, this is Shamel Lane for Beyond Blogging for Scrapbookers, and today I'm here with something that's super useful for when you're a little bit stuck for something to write, or even days when you have a topic but need a format that will give the topic a little bit of a kick. So today, how about 10 never-fail topics for scrapbook blogging? Let's start with number 1. The first thing on our list is to write a list. Lists are probably the easiest post to write, and they can be about pretty much anything. If you want to create a list post quickly, you can share images or links to a handful of things that you like right now. It doesn't come much easier than that. It's as simple as going through your bookmarks and creating a post that shares those highlights with your readers. Want to make sure it has a scrapbooking focus? Share links to 5 scrapbook pages you've loved in galleries or on blogs. Or share 5 products you've been using or 5 embellishments you've added to your wish list. Be interactive and share 5 YouTube videos that have taught you a new technique. Sharing content from others is a quick way to create a list post, but you can also spend more time creating a list that's all about you. Share 5 ideas for making projects with your favorite stamp, or 5 scrapbook pages you want to make in the next month, 5 memories you want to commit to paper, or 5 old friends you want to find for a chat. And of course, it doesn't have to be 5. Your list can be as long or as short as you like. You can even get a bit quirky or tongue-in-cheek with posts like 5 scrapbooking supplies I never really needed, or 5 things I wish I knew before I became a crafter, or 5 reasons why my husband does not understand scrapbooking. The list gives you an instant structure to your writing, so once you have that idea, you can create a post quite quickly without stressing about how it will fit together. Topic number 2, take up a challenge. There are so many challenges available for scrapbookers. Manufacturers, stores, and individual blogs host challenges with sketches, color combinations, photography themes, product combinations. So there's always a little something out there that you can use to help you get creating. Many of them even have prizes, so that's a little extra incentive. But taking up a challenge can not only get you out of a creative rut if you're a bit stuck, it also gives you an instant blog post. Photograph the finished project, share the challenge with your readers, and add a few notes on whatever you discovered while you created the page. Did you find a new technique or color or composition that you loved, or did you find something that seemed really simple but was really complicated, or vice versa? It seemed like it would be complicated and time-consuming, but actually it was quite easy. Share that bit of your creative process with your readers and feel a bit of community spirit, too, for joining in a challenge from your favorite sites and blogs. Post number 3, scrap lift yourself. We all have pages that we've made that stand out as our favorites. It might be the photos or the story or the crafty design that makes it your favorite, but whatever it is that makes that page a winner, you can capitalize on that and reuse and reinvent your favorite ideas. Take an older page you love and repeat the design with new photos and different papers. Then take pictures of both pages for your blog post. If there's an older page you love because the photos are extra special, see if you can identify why you like those pictures, and perhaps take some new pictures inspired by older favorites. Of course, you really can't recreate your wedding or a childhood birthday party, but you could recreate a picture of the same person sat in the same spot several years later than the original photo, perhaps. So whether your inspiration comes from the design, the crafty techniques, or the photography, go back to something you love and try and build on it. Then share the results in a side-by-side comparison on your blog. Your readers will really enjoy seeing the differences between the two. Idea number 4, focus on the journaling. My favorite posts of all the scrapbook blogs are always the posts that tell a story of a special memory and then are accompanied by a scrapbook page that includes that story as the journaling. So the words of the blog post are the words on the layout. At the same time, posts that tell the same amazing story accompanied by a scrapbook page that has no journaling, those posts make me really ridiculously upset. If you only tell the story on your blog as a way of explaining what's on the page, the people who see your scrapbook are not going to be reading your blog alongside it, so the story isn't going to remain with your page. So that's why they make me a little bit upset. When you're scrapbooking, keep in mind that not every page needs a really, really important story, but when you do stumble upon those memories, it's worth telling it as well as you can on your scrapbook page, and if you share that with your readers on your blog, they'll be touched too. These are the moments that we remember why we scrapbook, and they're contagious. So share those stories and pages, and your blog readers will be inspired to share their stories too. And that brings me to number 5. Remember why you scrapbook. Have you ever told the story of how you discovered scrapbooking? If not, there's a guaranteed interesting blog post, even if your story seems quite simple. If you've already told that story, focus on other elements. Have you ever looked back at an old page and remembered something in clear detail because you preserved that memory in your album? Tell the story of how that reminds you of the importance of your hobby. Focus on what it brings home to you, a page about something that has changed, or something you scrapbooked that seemed trivial at the time but later became very precious. Or you might scrapbook with hope for the future. Everybody's unique angle is interesting, and this topic is one that we all share in some way. We all scrapbook and have our own unique reasons for doing so. So blogging about why you scrapbook is a great way to share and create conversation with your readers. Number 6, share your inspiration. Has something really been inspiring you lately? Take that one thing and turn it into a blog post. Easy as that. It might be a single technique or a scrapbooker, or it might be something completely outside the craft world. Silly things your daughter has said, or watching a friend be really brave in a less than pleasant situation, all sorts of different things. Your inspiration might be a certain memory, or a place you've been, or an artist who uses colors in a way that makes you really happy. Don't feel like you need a whole list to share inspiration. You can write about one topic and write about it well and share it with everybody. In response, you'll not only get some of your readers inspired by the same thing, but you'll also get commenters who discuss what's inspiring them at the moment, so you can learn from their conversation, and then the whole thing goes full circle. Number 7, use a post that points out your own mistakes. The internet has made it possible for anyone to be an expert, but also for anyone to broadcast as much of their experience as they would like. Usually that means we can pretty things up and make everything on a screen look a bit more polished than real life, like using our camera to show just one element rather than zooming out to catch everything in the scene right down to the laundry basket. Usually I'm a fan of editing online content to only the good stuff. I don't really feel the need to take the sad and frustrating stuff and put it out there for the internet. But every once in a while, it's great to laugh at your own content, and I really don't think we need to take scrapbooking overly seriously. Have you saved a layout when something went wrong, a stamp that wobbled, or a spray that just spilled? Share the mishap and how you put it right. We've all had something go awry here or there, or those little hints to fixing things are both helpful and they're quite endearing. So share your mistakes and your solutions with the world in a blog post. Number 8, ask for advice. Or instead of sharing your mistake and how you fix it, you might just be stuck. Not sure how to fix something, or not sure how to scrapbook a particular photo, or not sure what topping to put on your pizza. Whatever your question may be, someone on the internet is bound to have an opinion for you. So why not just ask for it, starting with your loyal blog readers? Granted, you'll want to think about what questions you're leaving up to the internet to solve. I really wouldn't suggest it for the most serious decisions of your life, but for embellishment placement or color choice or pizza flavor, I think you're pretty safe to open it up for discussion through a blog post. Number 9, go behind the scenes. Most of the time, we feature what we've been making when we blog about crafty endeavors, but sometimes the most interesting angle is to step back and show something behind the scenes. Show us where you craft, or how you store your stamps, or how you prevent your miss from painting all the furniture rather than just your project. Don't feel like you need a dedicated craft room with bells and whistles to share behind the scenes. There are plenty of scrapbookers who craft on the sofa, at the kitchen table, or on the floor, so you're certain to have a captive audience for your blog posts on how to store scrapbook supplies under your bed, or anything else that you have. Of course, if you do have a dedicated space, that's worth sharing too. If a full tour isn't your style, you can always just show one thing at a time. There's no requirement to create a blog post showing your full storage solutions when you could write a whole post on just how you store pens or paper. Go with whatever's on your mind and whatever you're happy to share, of course. And number 10, just add to an existing conversation. When all else fails, you can guarantee somewhere on some scrapbooking blog or message board there is a heated discussion going on. Single photo layouts, yay or nay. Embellishments, buy them or make your own. 3-ring or postbound albums, digital or paper scrapbooking. There's always something that will have people talking. If lots of people are talking about it, then you'll know it's interesting to scrapbookers and therefore your readers. So if you're stuck for a topic and you feel like penning your own side of the argument, keep an eye out for the active discussions and then add your opinion. After all, isn't that what the internet is for? Kidding. I promise it is more useful than just that. But there you go. 10 different types of posts that are perfect for scrapbookers wondering what to blog today. So now you have no excuse not to get writing.